Pocket Watch Podcast. I'm Zach.
Cruz. Jake.
And we're fucking Pocket Watch Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Pocket Watch Podcast 3.0 for the people who have been here from the jump. You guys have seen a couple reiterations of our podcast setup. And as you guys can see, shit's changed. And if you can't see that shit's changed, then you're fucking blind.
No. Hey, shout out to you guys for giving us the motivation and keeping us fucking inspired and ready. Shout out to Elizabeth for us going on her podcast. Yeah. Bro, they got a nice, she's doing it in a nice studio and we're doing it at our place, but it's like that means we got to do this better.
Yeah. It definitely showed us that we need to fucking pod better, bro, because if we're gonna do this shit like we've been doing it, man, listen, man, we've been consistent as fuck. We've been putting hella effort, hella time, hella dedication to this, and it's like, if we're gonna be fucking podcasters, we need to look like podcasters. If we sound like podcasters, we gotta look like podcasters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like this is taking it to the next level, you know?
I'm not gonna lie, we weren't gonna record this episode, but we had to because it feels different.
It is different.
It feels weird.
Completely. Yeah.
We're trying to get used to this. But again, thank you for tuning in. Everybody that tune in weekly. If you're just listening, watch it because we got a new setup, new look. We're freaking in love with this new look.
Yes, sir.
Like, comment, share, follow,
subscribe.
Tell your dad.
Tell your mom.
Tell your sister.
Tell your brother.
Tell your boyfriend.
Your little baby.
Tell your side piece too, because I know you got a fucking side piece. I fucking know you got a side piece. So tell your side piece.
Yeah. Don't tell mine. No, but thanks for tuning in another week. It's Pocket Watch Podcast. Laugh at us or learn with us. We're here to grow.
And that's growing we're fucking doing, man.
Yeah. We're and this is super cool, bro. Like, I don't even know how to talk about this right now. So I'm just proud of us for making this shit happen. And what we got going and what we're building around this now, it's going to be a little different.
Yeah, we have a lot of shit in the works right now. A lot of changes are coming. We have a lot of things that we're going to be switching up. We're going to be doing a little bit differently. So stay tuned for sure. If you guys have been rocking with us from the fucking jump, we fucking love you.
Yes.
Wholeheartedly. Man, like, because honestly, man, we have a few people that have been here from the jump like that. And all the people that have been here like that, man, we love you. We do this shit for you guys, and thank you guys for the continuous support and continuous love and everything like that, because this is what's pushing us to do better.
Yeah. Do I have the same headphones as you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
As an M on it, so
we'll find out, because I'm like super OCD right now. Everything changed, so I'm like, yo, do we even sound right now?
No, yeah, we all have the same headphones. All the audio is the same for all of us. The only thing that's different is we look different.
All right.
We sound just as good. We look just as good as we sound.
We've been built different. Now we got to look different.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But let's get to it. What's the topic, Cruz? Because we don't even know what it is right now.
No. This is just for fun. Okay. So I saw a stat. I saw a stat. And then this made me think of like shit to invest in.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So $16 billion. Mm-hmm. The projected amount Americans will bet on the Super Bowl this year. A record up to 66% from last year's game. 66% from last year's game.
A 67% difference, you're telling me.
Increase.
Yeah, increase.
What the fuck?
So, and part of the reason is every year more and more states are becoming legal for mobile gambling. Mobile gambling. So...
And Florida has kind of been like, it's been like a wave, right? Like sometimes they have, sometimes they don't, sometimes they
No, we don't. We've never had it.
No, that's the thing though. That's what I was talking to somebody else the other day about.
It's not legal here.
But people are doing it.
The casino used to do it.
But they're using these websites that are like a VPN and shit. Like those are like the smaller programs.
No.
Like FanDuel, you have to put in your, like it reads your location and you have to select the state that you're in to gamble, and then it lets you. Like right now, if you open FanDuel, it won't let you do it. So you have to find another app.
I was talking to somebody the other day because I saw somebody that on my Facebook post about it, and they had like a website or whatever. So like they were talking about how they've been using it. I looked up online and it said it was legal for Florida to use that website. And then I was like, what the fuck? So I tried to make an account and it blocked me. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then I spoke to some other guy the other day, and he said that he's been using a website called like online game betting or gamebettingonline.com, and he's been using it for like he said 16 years. And then also at fucking AD's fight, that website, betonline.ag GG or whatever, that's also allowed in Florida.
Yeah.
Like you're allowed to use it, but I think the thing is that, so I was reading into it a little bit, and so you know how Native Americans can pretty much control all the gambling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so there's been like an online back and forth battle between like I don't know exactly what the correct terminology, but basically the Native Americans in like the state of Florida going back and forth
the Seminole tribe.
The Seminole tribe. Yeah, but basically they've been going back and forth when they can use it. So sometimes it's banned, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's banned, and it's like basically like a legal action back and forth.
Yeah. So those that just can't, it's because they're not Native American.
Yeah, so I think I think either they have to be Native American or they have to pay some type of proceeds or be sponsored or basically be approved.
Yeah.
By them from what I was reading.
But it's illegal, right?
Right now, currently.
And one thing that's interesting, so like state laws can be more strict, but not more loose than federal laws.
Of course,
right? No, for real.
Marijuana's kind of argument.
Number one.
So literally, I'm in a business law class, and she said that, right? My professor said that. And I said, "Excuse me." I was like, "What about weed? Because it's not federally legal, but there's states that are going crazy with it." And she's like, "Yeah, they're doing a test, and it's similar to like prohibition time, where it's like alcohol was federally illegal, but like what they do with certain things is, they're testing for a culture change." And so they'll kind of like turn a blind eye on it for states to do what they want to do. States. And then if 60% or something ends up doing it, then they make it then they consider it. It's heavily considered to become federally legal because it shows that there's a culture change. Right? So like alcohol prohibition, whatever, I'm sure they turned a blind eye at one point. I don't know my history well enough. Somebody's listening like, you guys are retarded. Yes, we are.
We're young, okay?
Yeah, but regardless, it started off as a blind eye kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then once every state was doing it, you can't have it federally illegal. You know what I mean?
Well, it was
so
hard about
weed
that
is
one.
going through that right now.
Yeah, but it was hard about the alcohol one was legal, and then they out of nowhere said it's illegal. So it's like, fuck, what do you do with all the cases of alcohol you've been storing? You just throw it away, you know. So they underground it, but yeah, in a sense, it's the same concept. But the thing is, though, it was legal at one point. The whole betting on bets was legal, like he said. And then out of nowhere, on December 21st, they got into another argument or some kind of debate, and then it became not illegal, but it's on a standstill. They call it.
Really?
So it's just a standstill. It's not legal or illegal. It's not even been approved or denied. It's
why FanDuel was never able to? Because maybe they never went through the process Okay, so if it's not legal in Florida, then they're putting you through hoops and shit, hoops and ladders to get it done.
I mean, Miami, shit. We used to in Miami. My boy, he used to know a ghetto spot where you go to the gas station. Looks like your most there's like no items in the gas station. It has a couple stuff, no gas either. You knock on the door, and it's like a little trap door. You knock on the door, and bam, there's one guy at the cash register, and you place your bets. Yeah, no, just like that. You place your bets. He gives you a little card sheet.
You showed me. That's right around the corner. I think about that every time.
So lit.
I actually buy at the liquor store next to that.
Really?
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
Up 66%. So so that regardless, right? It's legal sometimes in Florida. It's not legal sometimes in Florida, but you're going through hoops and ladders to get it. Whatever.
So right now, there's actually like a 30-year like contract between DeSantis and the Seminole tribe that's held up in court right now, and they're like it's like in limbo right now.
Why don't you want us to online gamble?
So basically, so it's not that they don't want it; it's that the Seminole tribe wants to cut.
That's what I don't like about it because I feel like you can only
so it won't happen because we're gonna lose. We're not gonna get as much as we could.
Well, you can only bet. It seems like through the Seminole tribe. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you can only place these bets at a casino.
So it's weird though because
also it's kind of like they're stopping us from being.
They're stopping up. It sounds like they're not allowing other corporations to come in here.
Fight for us to be able to do it.
I don't know if that's the case.
And then the natives are kind of like, we want a cut of it because you're taking our business.
Well, they saw an opportunity and they're trying to
think about it. So Native American reparations, part of that was giving them casinos and stuff like that. Yeah. And like, I don't know how it was or whatever, but it was easier for them to have casinos than everybody else. That was the reparation. So I can see, honestly, this mobile gambling is a way of kind of like taking that away. Because now you don't have to come into my casino to do it.
So it's actually, so technically it's fully illegal in Florida
at the moment.
Right.
It's fully illegal, and it has been since November of 21.
November of 21.
Oh.
November of 21 has been illegal because that's when everything started. From what it looks like, and I don't know about don't know about before that, but you can bet online. So I guess there's companies that are operating illegally,
Right, they're using VPNs.
But the thing,
or you have to use a VPN to do it. Like, it's one or the other. Like, it's not legal. Mobile, which that's a great.
It's called the IGRA, the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act.
And I wonder if it's more powerful in Florida.
No, so from what I was reading, I guess supposedly it's. Let me see. Let me double check. Is sports betting?
Yeah, because this is one of those. It's one of those situations. I feel like they're just trying to be greedy, man.
No,
like they're trying to get all the little bit of money they can from it and squeeze
That's why I get annoyed. And this is not a politics podcast. If this is your first time listening, but that's why I get annoyed. Like, I don't get annoyed, but I do, because when you get too worked up about politics, why? Because none of it is, and most of it, I'll say, is not about what they want to do or the people or nothing. It's all about that money thing, man. Yep. Right? So like, so if, and I don't care and I don't disagree with it, right?
Okay.
Bro, what's going on, Zach?
Sorry, I'm trying to follow up because I just want to know. So it says there are no legal sportsbook websites that accept bets from anyone within the state of Florida. There are illegal offshore websites that offer sports betting in Florida. They do not hold a license from any U.S. jurisdiction to legally accept bets from residents. So how are these massive companies operating for so many years and just getting away with it?
I don't think those bet.
Well, you just said the last part though.
But some of those aren't mobile betting, right? And specifically sportsbook mobile betting. Specifically.
Yeah. You can see what they're doing here. It's kind of like there's a casino that's in Cape Canaveral that you jump on and it actually goes out there to waters that are not. No, but they take you to waters that's not U.S. jurisdiction. And they actually allow you to do certain bets and do certain things that typically not allowed. So I'm guessing that's the same concept, the same one.
So regardless.
Yeah.
And I'm not even get my politic take off because I don't think I should, but I just don't think like this whole DeSantis versus Native Americans trying to get a cut of mobile gambling and stuff. It just goes to show like, and you should operate that like that as a business. I'm not going to get this deal done until I know I'm going to get what I deserve, kind of thing. That's how both sides feel right now.
So the Seminole tribe actually released an app themselves, and then afterwards, after they released it, they shut it down. I didn't get to see why the reason was. So they launched the app in 2021, and it was around the November time. And as soon as they released the app, like a month or so later, they shut the app down.
And maybe it's because like if you don't let our state do it like as a whole without you getting a cut, then
maybe you can't do it. But there's like a pact going on right now with between DeSantis, and they're saying that they're expecting it to take a few years. And they're anticipated to have it finished by 2025. So they think that by 2025, sports betting in Florida will be legal. But currently, there's only, I think it's at 32 or 33 states total.
Yeah. Okay.
Accepting it. Yeah.
And that's the same thing with weed too, right? Like I just want to say, like I think if there's doctors prescribing it, which I don't care why or how, like doctors are prescribing bad things for dumb reasons.
But we both know they.
But if it's able to be like if it's talked about medically in any way, what are we doing? Mm-hmm. Like you're not talking about doctors prescribing alcohol for nothing, right? Or cigarettes for nothing. So, but here's the thing: is like that's the issue with lobbying, and these big pharma are supporting so much
lobbyists, man.
And honestly, as long as we're a red state, which for some reasons I don't care and I like it, right? But for that reason, it's also like, God damn, you know what I mean? It's like like that's why Florida you can't walk around and smoke. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like that's kind of dumb, and that's why politics just pisses me off. Because it's like a business, but it's literally politics, right?
I think one of the biggest reasons why Florida hasn't gone recreational is simply because of Disney.
Also, probably,
but it's on the ballot though.
But it's coming. Yeah. So there was
on the ballot this last time.
Profit.
But so hella profits. It's crazy.
Like your dad. Like how many more dads would take their kids to Disney if they could get an edible at the front?
Well,
It won't be like that. It won't be like that. But you know, like you go to Colorado,
Disney's not going to partake.
Colorado's
in it.
like, you know, Colorado. It's like you can't just bring weed into a restaurant and eat it, but like you can still do it. Like it's chill.
One thing I will say though is that so
it's against the brand.
When I went to Vegas back in September or whatever, I went to Planet 13, not because I don't partake or anything like that, but some people I was with partake, and Planet 13 is like the world's biggest or the United States biggest dispensary. I went there and I was speaking to one of the people while they were looking around, and he's like, "Oh, where are you visiting from?" I'm like, "Well, I'm from Orlando, Florida, or whatever." He's like, "Oh, that's dope. We're about to open a location over there in the next couple of years." And I was like, "Why the hell would you guys want to come to Orlando, Florida? We're a medicinal state. You guys are like on the recreational side." He goes, "Oh, no. He goes, "Your state's about to pass it. We got invited by your government to come open a location over there. And there's a couple locations that are coming over."
So by when you said?
He said a couple of years. He didn't say specify.
So probably 2025.
I'm thinking maybe the 2024 election we might have it on the ballot for that.
Right.
For recreational.
Twice already.
Because
twice.
It is passed.
No. It's been on the ballot, like actual, like, you know, recreational use, and it's always right there. It's always T. The last time it was so 2020, I believe, it was right there, and there was 2022. They actually put on the ballot again. It's still fucking.
And that's something Florida has going against it too. Like
Yeah.
I won't say it's all politics and business and this and that, because we also have like a big percentage of like retirement people. Like we have a lot of old people here.
Yes,
we have a lot of old people.
Don't think it's worth it.
So what we're hoping is Kissimmee and Poinciana and stuff multiplies the amount of Puerto Ricans.
Orlando.
So like Orlando can start fucking.
But there's a cookies. There's a cookies in Miami too. There's a cookies.
So and here's another weird thing as far as weed. While we're on weed, right? So twice, me and Kristan went to Louisiana. And me and Kristan went to Nashville.
Yeah.
Right? Both times I search and I'm like, I wonder, like, I always like to know that, right? If it's legal there or not. Because it's a different vibe.
It's
just
fun.
Going to Colorado, going to LA and stuff like that. Even Boston is legal. It was weird. It was legal a long time ago. And I was like, yo, that's weird. These motherfuckers are smoking.
Connecticut's illegal. I mean, legal now.
Right.
Fuck.
So I always search it before I go. So Louisiana, no. New Orleans it's not legal. Nashville, it's not legal, right? So I'm like, all right. So I'm not expecting none of that. Both times, bro, we're walking down the street and there's like food trucks for weed.
Just like New York.
But New York is recreational now.
Food trucks for
But
weed.
before it was recreational, it was never.
So
'Cause I went there when it wasn't
because
recreational.
we don't have that,
Wait, they were
are
selling.
we further than we
They're
think?
selling weed in
No.
the food trucks.
No. Like it's a dispensary food truck.
It's like it's a
You're
food
telling me
truck
in
and
Nashville
dispensary.
It's
on
not a
wheels.
food truck. It's a dispensary truck.
No, but they're selling weed.
Yes.
Like actual
Yes.
marijuana.
And
Yes.
there's
So-
a cop sitting right next to.
So what happened was when I was in New York, I asked them how can you do this? When I was out there, I was like, yo, how the fuck are you guys able to do this? And he said because it's decriminalized and they're allowed to carry a certain amount without getting ticketed.
So that's happening here, and I don't see that anywhere.
Dude, that was
So they have a bunch of people that run these trucks, and they said that eventually, like, you know, they work this stuff like that, and eventually the cops, if they want to get a panty in a bunch, they come over and they start hassling them. And then they tow the truck, right? But he said that them sitting on the corner for 2-3 hours is enough to bond the truck out fucking for the whole month.
Let's stop talking about this.
Why?
Because nobody's doing that here. It's decriminalized here.
So we got to do it.
You have to have more.
Do you know why nobody's doing
jump on
it?
this.
Because of Grady Judd.
Yo, thank you.
That's fine. That
Well,
motherfucker.
He's in Polk County. He's in Polk County.
Let's go. Let's stay in Orlando. Bro. 28 ounces to really get in trouble. No. 28 grams
To
you
really
need
get
an
caught.
ounce
And in trouble, yeah.
to actually get in trouble in Florida. Like for it to like you're not like a speeding
per
ticket.
person. That's
like
per
a
person.
speeding ticket. So it's decriminalized here, and you do not see that, bro. Anyways, we're done.
Yeah.
Next conversation.
Smart.
Back to my point.
Smart.
Back to my point. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. All right. 66%. Regardless of all the other shit going on, right? Like what we just talked about.
Yeah.
The big dogs are waiting for the legal, right?
Oh,
when it's
absolutely.
legal, fucking your mom is doing it, right? Like when it's legal and it's an app you could download and you're not going through hoops and ladders to do it, it goes, it's flying.
Of course, yeah, hell yeah.
So I looked into the company that owns FanDuel and I made an investment. And because of that article, Because it's like, yeah, no shit. There's 19 states or 22 or 23 states that are legal right now.
32 or 33.
You can't tell me in 10 years it's not going to be 50 or 45, right?
Yeah.
And what is that growth? There's no company that's doing very well at what they do, no matter what. Like, it's not going nowhere.
Yeah.
That you can guarantee growth just by law. It's kind of like investing in a weed business.
Yeah.
Like a dispensary or something like that. So is DraftKings, can you do sports betting here?
Yeah. Well, it's the same kind of FanDuel. They're like competitors. Same shit.
So you can't bet in here. So those are the two top dogs.
You can bet on players doing individual stats.
So diversify your portfolio and bet on both.
So you can bet on like parlays, but you can't bet on the actual game.
Like I could bet on like it's kind of like fantasy, but I could place a bet for like $20 on this like certain game, and I could say this player. I could bet on this player, and hope to God they like make a catch and do that stuff. But you're not betting on specific things. Like if I bet on a wide receiver like Travis Kelce, I think if I bet on him, I can't bet he's gonna make a catch. I just bet on him in general. That's it. He's
right.
He gets
so when
points.
it's legal, that's why FanDuel doesn't want to fuck with it, because it's like our app gives you so much like options that if you're illegal, we only are allowed to do certain things. We're not gonna change our app for you. Like you're fucking with the experience that we provide.
Like I want to bet on a winning team.
I can see that. So, and with that said, like me, like man, I my cousin's my bookie. I go on FanDuel like I'm in Iowa, and I check the over under or the player stat, whatever the odds are, and I screenshot it and I go, I want $100 on this. Like I'll literally place the bet, but I can't place the bet. So right before you cash out, you can see the odds and the number.
Does he charge you taxes?
No, that's my cousin. No, and what's hilarious is I betted with him probably like 13 times. And I haven't won one time. Like I send him money every time. Like right now, it's a joke, and I'm doing it for the Super Bowl because it's like tradition at this point.
Yeah.
Like, yo, let's lose a bet, man. But, yeah. So like, and part of that is because I like how FanDuel is. Like I don't like being limited to certain things, and sometimes I just want to bet who's gonna win.
That's all I want to do.
The spread,
exactly.
That's all I want to do. So once it's legal, that's why it's up 66%. I think like 6 states this year got legalized.
Yeah,
like Ohio, there's a couple different states that love football, love basketball, love sports, period. Yeah. And now they're legally able to use this app like to the full extent.
That's fucking dope as fuck.
So it's a good thought outside of what we were talking about before that we're actually gonna fucking do.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing to invest in.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I want to touch on something real fast.
This new setup, I can't check the time the same way, bro.
So I wanted to bring up something since we're we're talking about apps, like the increase or whatever.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear about what happened with Google?
No.
So Google is kind of in lines with our last episode that we did together with the AI. Mm-hmm. So Google unveiled their AI that they had. They had an AI robot, and they did kind of like whenever you have like a phone release or whatever it's called. Like I don't know what it's called, like unveiling it or whatever.
Answer the wrong question.
Like this is our new product.
So the robot started fucking up answering questions. It started calling. So the name on it was Bard or something like that, and it started calling itself Brad. And then like whenever it was answering questions, it started fucking up and everything like that. But that's not the crazy thing. So like basically it was like a failure. It started fucking up and everything like that. It was not working. It started malfunctioning. After that happened, their stock dropped 110 billion. Massive drop. It dropped. Okay. Google dropped 110 billion.
That's great. Okay.
And sorry, just to add this.
Go.
That was the first time that any type of AI situation has caused harm to a stock.
Yeah.
And to Google on top of that. 110 billion drop. I don't know what their correct. I don't know what their current market is, but that's a huge drop.
Bro, I'm so happy you mentioned that, right? Because you pivoted off something we were talking about, and I'm going to get deeper into that pivot based off what we talked about last week, AI and shit. So, which it's 2 weeks ago for those listening. But I saw something. I signed up for this, like a news article and stuff. I do all those things just to get some topics and stuff. But I saw this dope freaking headline, and I was like, damn, I wish I would have saw this before we did the AI episode. But so you talk about Google, right? And they had already integrated an AI to answer questions and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So there's Google, and it's Google. They're their own thing, right? But Microsoft, big honcho, that's where Bing comes from.
Yeah.
So you ever use Bing, right?
I hate fucking Bing, but yeah.
Okay. So Bing, and when you talk about like as a browser, because you got Google Chrome and then you got Microsoft Edge. I forgot what the percentages were, but they're competing. But Google's got a lock on it. But Microsoft is trying to catch is on that ass, right? And Microsoft has an edge because they also sell hardware.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Which is why fucking Microsoft computer, like Dell's, like all the Microsoft type computers,
they come standard with.
They use better. They work better with like everything you do because that's where they got hardware.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, but they're losing to Google as far as search browser search engine. Right? Google's the number one search engine. I think they got like 80% or higher of like users. Right? The second is Bing at like 8%. And then after that, it's like a bunch of different search engines that don't matter, right? Yeah. Like that's how many search engines there are that make up that difference. So the article was talking about how Bing is going to integrate. So you guys know, have you guys heard of ChatGPT or ChatGB?
Yeah.
We talked about it a little bit last. So literally it's something where we talked about it, so I'm not going to go crazy on it, but it writes essays for you. Journalists might use it to like put the fat there, and then they go and they detail it. You can ask it crazy questions. You go into an interview and you're saying, what are some good answers for this type of job? And it goes.
It's an AI though, right?
It's an AI.
Got you.
And it's like one of the top AIs that's got a lot of hype right now. So what the article was saying is Microsoft is going to integrate an AI better than ChatGPT or whatever to their search engine. And I was like, that's... So like Google might be fucking around with like somebody to ask questions to, this and that, right? Microsoft is like taking like their time and they're trying to do this right. Like they're like, why? Okay, ChatGPT is the hottest thing. What is it doing? It's doing everything, this and that. We're going to make something better, but we're not going to make it just the standalone AI app that you go to and you fuck with. Yeah. We're going to integrate it into something that people use all the time.
Yeah.
Like your mom Googles something, right? Yeah. So if they integrate something into Bing, and that's where they're trying to get some more of that market is. So like think about it like this. You search like you're in Orlando, it's your first time here, you're at Disney or whatever, and you go places to eat in Orlando. Boom. And it's the normal search engine. And then on the side, it goes, you could literally click what you're looking for, and it just keeps changing your search engine. Like you could, and that's what they're talking about, where it's like, and maybe there's something else. But to integrate it into a search engine, that was just an example of integrating this type of AI into a search engine. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or it's something like literally asking ChatGPT, but it doesn't give you an answer. It gives you an answer with links.
Yeah.
It goes, you could do this with this. You could do this with this. You could do this with this. You know what I mean? Like, and it just becomes that much better of a search engine. And that's I'm sure Google's doing the same. They better be.
I'm sure. Because
when I saw that, I was like, damn. That.
And if they're not, then they're going to be answering back really quick.
Yeah. Another dope thing I heard while we're talking about search engines that I kind of caught in my marketing class was, like, because we're getting ready to do some things, so we're on Google search. We're one of the top on Google searches, right? But depending on what you're doing, you can't be at the top, right? Like, there's only one Pocket Watch podcast, right? But there's like a Pocket Watch that's a podcast, shit like that. It's easier for us to get to the top of a Google search. But like, if you're a pizza shop, if you're some of these mom and pops, like something, you're just marketing your lawnmower business, this and that, right? And very interesting is, if you can't make it to the top of Google, why not make it to the top of Bing? Mm-hmm. And then whatever is after that. Because some people can't help but to use other search engines because of whatever bootleg shit they bought, maybe. Mm-hmm. That's fine. There's a lot of that.
Or some people boycott Google.
Yeah. Right. I'm not going to use Google because they're checking all my data and
stuff. Not just that, but also Google's been under a lot of fire because of them showing, like, it's been proven that they show, like, biased like results.
Yeah.
So that's I know a lot of people.
That's something they got to keep battling because they also show the best right now.
Yeah, I agree. In the general sense, I think in the general sense they're better, but if it comes to like political stuff, they're really biased with what they show.
I've heard about that too as well.
Yeah. Or just the fact that you're offering, like, just like we talked about, we're gonna pay to be at a certain, even though we're not there now because of first FIFO, just because of FIFO, we're not at the top of the search, but we pay, we go to the top. But just that alone shows that how people can change,
manipulate to get to the
what
top.
you're gonna
Yeah.
see when you search something.
It's like a
It's about
Wikipedia.
who's got more money.
Yep.
Where you almost got to just search mom and pops to see that.
Yeah. Sometimes not even that. You gotta do more like location style or something like that. This man over here, bro.
Figure it out.
Every
exactly.
lefty Lucy is the opposite in this fucking room.
No, it's not.
No, because like every time I have to tighten something, it's across from me.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm right here and I'm going lefty
Yeah.
Lucy, righty tight. Anyways.
That
But
was
yeah.
the D.
No, but that was good. 30 minutes, man. Yo, this was really an episode
Just
to
to get the
introduce
feel.
the new room, man. Because honestly, this was for me. You know, when you're a kid and you get a Christmas present, you can't fucking wait to open that
Gotta
present and play
fucking
with
try
it.
it out, man.
I want to see what this looks like, and we're getting ready to do an episode. Tune in next week. We got
A relationship coach.
Spirit animals.
we got a relationship coach that wrote a book about men's personalities, and she classified them with spirit animals, and she's going to classify us next week.
So tune in.
Tune in, man. And we didn't want our first episode in the new studio to be a Zoom episode. So that's why we had to make this happen. We had to break it in too. I wanted to get more comfortable.
Yeah, for sure. No, for sure. Shit.
Yes, sir. But hey, thanks for tuning in. You already know it's Pocket Watch Podcast. Laugh at us, learn with us. We're here to grow. It's another week.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Like, subscribe, share,
Like,
follow,
Just like it right now. Why would you watch this and not like it?
mention.
It's because you're on
everything.
Spotify. Wes, thank you. We love that.
And now jump over to our Facebook and Instagram and like us there. All right.
Yeah, man. When you see something like it,
our,
how
our
many
TikTok been blowing up too, though.
Our TikTok, go follow us on TikTok. Our TikTok is gonna be crazy because we got clips on freaking deck right now. Like I'm sending Zach extra clips just because I'm like, this is mostly you, so you could post it because I got like 10. You know what I mean? And we haven't even dropped the next episode and shit, so it's just gonna keep building. But also, ain't that crazy? You know how many people we post a reel, right? Like we just drop a reel and then I post it to the story, and then mad people like our story. I'm like, fam,
But like the
just
reel.
go to the post. Let me know.
Well, we
Anyway.
appreciate a like still, but yeah.
And it's so weird too. That's something like you can't even go to Instagrams and understand how somebody gets support, because there's so many people that actually supports them that don't like just make sure they like, because they don't get it right. They don't understand that's your brand and you're trying to build it. Like all of our friends, a lot of our friends love what we're doing. Don't like our posts because they're just like, no, like I support you, bro.
like we know it.
You know, but like it's like, yeah, but like likes help us get guests, help us sell our brand, help us try to get other things. Like
Grow.
that's free support right there. So for those of you that follow us on Instagram and stuff like that, or TikTok, whatever, if you see something, just like it. You know, like I like
Show some
all your
love, man.
stuff. You know, because
Exactly.
that's what we need for these next steps and whatnot. And even once we get to 10K on Instagram, TikTok, all of those, you need other requirements just to monetize and meet, right? Just same as YouTube. Like our goal, please subscribe if you're listening on YouTube, because the views we get and stuff like that, you need to subscribe. Just subscribe, because our goal is to get to 1,000. And once we hit 1,000, everything, because we're already... It's weird because like we're not halfway through our subs requirements, right? Like our listening hours, as far as what's required, we're halfway there, but we're not even at 500 subscribers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what's dope. So of course, by the time we get 1,000 subscribers, we're gonna be well over the listening hour requirement.
Yeah.
But just sub, just show us some love.
Yes, sir.
Show us some love. Thank you so much, guys. Again, and these clips are about to look different.
yes, sir. All right.
That's for you. That's for you, Fiverr. And not Fiverr, if you know what I'm talking about.
All right.
I won't tell them.
Pocket watch out.
About to watch
Ow.
out.